Hey everyone, and welcome. If you're feeling totally overwhelmed by the constant stream of updates, deadlines, and notifications from the National Institute of Open Schooling, trust me, you are in exactly the right place. In today's explainer, we're going to cut straight through the noise and confusion surrounding the latest NIOS notifications for both the October 2026 and April 2027 sessions. I know firsthand how stressful it can be trying to keep track of everything, but don't worry. By the end of this, you're going to have a crystal clear, step-by-step roadmap for absolute success. So, here's our quick roadmap for today. First, NIS community growth. Second, PCP classes and practicals. Third, TMA deadlines. Fourth, exam centers and date sheet. Fifth, our passing strategy. And finally, number 6, on-demand results and support. Okay, let's dive right into this. Section 1, NIOS admission and community growth. This sheer scale of growth here is just wow. Look at these numbers. Back in 2021, the board saw about 424,000 student admissions. Fast forward to 2025, and that number has literally skyrocketed to over 532,000 students. The admission rate is climbing every single year. And I really want to point this out because I know a lot of students kind of worry about the legitimacy or the future acceptance of an open schooling degree. Please let this data reassure you. With a community growing this rapidly, you are part of a widely recognized massive educational movement. You're absolutely going to face zero issues regarding the validity of your education down the road. All right, moving on to Section 2, PCP classes and practical files. Now, if you're taking your exams in October 2026, you need to pay very close attention to this timeline. Your Personal Contact Program, or PCP classes, begin right on August 1st, and they only run until September 10th. That is a really tight window to get your 5 required classes done, especially since your actual practical exams kick off right after that in September. Oh, and a quick side note, if you look at your ID card and see Stream 2 printed on it, you can take a breather here. These PCP classes aren't for you. You just need to focus on your practicals and theory papers. But for everybody else, these dates are locked in. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly why you simply cannot afford to miss those classes. Your total practical score is 20 marks, and the board has divided this perfectly in half. 50% of the weightage, so that's 10 marks, is your formative assessment. This is literally just your attendance and participation in those 5 PCP classes. The teachers are there to clear your doubts, and just by showing up, you secure those 10 marks. The other 50%, the remaining 10 marks, is your summative assessment, which comes from submitting your handwritten practical file. Seriously, don't be that student who submits a beautifully crafted practical file but loses 10 easy marks simply because they skipped the classes. So, how do you actually make sure you're on track? Well, you need your hall ticket. Here is exactly what you should do right after you finish this explainer. Go to Google, search NIOS login, and click that first link. Select Login by reference number, enter your details and your date of birth, and then look for the tab that says Personal Contact Program. Just click it. If you see your hall ticket with your subjects and dates, you're golden. But if it says no record found, do not panic. Just look at the bottom blue strip on your NIOS ID card. That's your study center address. Go there directly in person and let them know you need your PCP attendance marked so you don't lose those 10 crucial marks. Up next, Section 3, TMA deadlines and hall tickets. Looking at the current submission data, it's actually incredibly impressive. 94% of you have already submitted your tutor-marked assignments, or TMAs. That is fantastic. However, if you are sitting in that 6% sliver of pending submissions, consider this your wake-up call. You need to act immediately. For you October 2026 examinees, your absolute last day to submit your TMA without a penalty is July 31st. Once that deadline passes, you're going to be hit with late fines, and let's be real, nobody wants to pay extra money just for being a little disorganized. If you've already submitted yours, make sure you log back into your portal and check your TMA status, because marks were recently updated. Now, for the April 2027 students watching us today, relax. Your question papers will be entirely different, and your submission window doesn't even open up until November. And again, Stream 2 students, you're completely exempt from this. All right, Section 4, exam centers and date sheet. A ton of you have been asking when the official exam dates will be announced. Well, NIOS recently put out a notification urging all schools to finalize their registration as exam centers by July 31st. What this means for you is that the board is finalizing all the logistics right now as we speak. Once that process wraps up on July 31st, the official date sheet is going to be released shortly after. So the pieces are definitely falling into place. Just keep your eyes peeled. Okay, moving in to the big one. Section 5, Passing Strategy and Important Chapters. Before we crunch the numbers, I want you to take a moment and read this sentiment from the source material. I know your parents are waiting to see you succeed. Starting out, I held your hand, and I won't let go until the end. Preparing for board exams is incredibly emotionally taxing, and sometimes your parents might not say it out loud, but they're eagerly waiting to see you achieve that success. Remember, you are entirely supported in this journey. You've got the tools, you've got the guidance, and you are absolutely going to make them proud. Now, to actually get that success, we have to learn from the past, right? The April 2026 exams caught a lot of students totally off guard. The papers were surprisingly tough, some of the questions honestly felt out of syllabus, and it caused a lot of widespread panic. But here is the insider strategy so that doesn't happen to you. For these upcoming exams, NIOS has, for the very first time, released the official question papers from the previous cycle in zip files right on their website. The game changer here is to download those specific zip files, extract them, and figure out the exact pattern of questions they're asking now. We are not reading the entire textbook cover to cover. Instead, we're going to zero in only on the most important chapters. So the crucial point is how you actually allocate your study time. Let's look at a really concrete example using physics. Instead of trying to cram all 30-something chapters, our analysis shows that focusing heavily on specific chapters, like chapters 3, 6, 9, and 11, can yield massive results. If you master just these few, you can easily secure around 42 marks in your theory paper alone. Add in your 20 marks from practicals and your 16 marks from your TMA, and boom, suddenly you have 78 total marks. Mathematically speaking, you literally only need to master about 7 to 8 specific chapters per subject to guarantee a 75% overall score. We're working smart, not just hard. And finally, Section 6, On-Demand Results and Support. For those of you targeting April 2027, I know a lot of you are kind of panicking because your admissions haven't been confirmed yet. Please take a deep breath. Because the admission deadline is July 31st, the processing always takes a few extra days. Just keep checking your dashboard to make sure there are no pending document verification requests. If your dashboard is clear, you can expect your confirmation by August 10th. Now, for our on-demand exam takers, recent data from the June 1st to 15th window shows a 55% pass rate. It's a bit lower than we'd like to see, which really re-emphasizes exactly why you need to stick to that targeted chapter strategy we were just talking about. Now, if you are waiting on those on-demand results, I've got one magic number for you, 45. NIOS has become incredibly strict about their timeline lately. They are now declaring on-demand results exactly 45 days after the date of a student's first exam. So just count 45 days out from your first paper, and that is precisely when you should expect your results to drop. Lastly, let's talk about ongoing support. If you want some expert guidance to make absolutely sure you're only studying those 7 to 8 critical chapters, there are highly structured batches available for you. If you're someone who thrives in live, interactive sessions, you can jump into the lecture batch for 12th grade or the Udon batch for 10th. But if your schedule is super tight and you need that recorded flexibility, then the Monzo batch for 12th and the Aram batch for 10th are practically tailor-made for you. These resources give you the exact study materials, practical files, and TMAs you need, effectively guaranteeing you pass if you just put in the focused effort. Well, we have covered a whole lot of ground today. You now have the exact deadlines to avoid those annoying penalties. You have the mathematical strategy to hit 75% by studying less but studying way smarter, and you have a clear view of the support systems waiting to help you out. The roadmap to that 75% is entirely in your hands right now. So the only question left is, are you going to let another deadline pass you by, or are you going to log in right now and take control of your future?